Step on. Likee.
Hello, what's happening? It's your boy Sammy. It's boy Sammy. So this is a video I should have posted a while, but this is mostly a community service type video, mainly for the Star Wars fans, which I am one, which should have posted because I have one concerning the great Jedi I am coming out with. I had another one involving the Star Wars news I was gonna post, but regardless, I have this video. It's mostly an accusing video, but it's gonna start off with me as a Star Wars fan. Honestly, I realized that the horrifyingness of these new Star Wars movies, and from what I did as a Star Wars fan, is utter hypocrisy. From what I once did as a Star Wars fan, that I'm a hypocrite, and I'm speaking for me in this one. Not that I am, but was, and I was the problem for why we pushed George Lucas to give the movies away and give Disney access into someone who doesn't know Star Wars and fucks it up. It's our fault. It's my fault as a Star Wars fan. Simply because we did not understand Episode 3. But let me tell you from my perspective when I was much younger. Somehow that is still the same perspective of so many Star Wars fans. But I don't care at this point. It's about me and what I have done as a Star Wars fan. I thought and knew back then the Jedi were our heroes. They were our light. They were Anakin was, and I was distressed and horrified when Anakin did that. I was sad when I heard Luke lost to Vader. That's why I just like both, and I was like, oh sure, this can make it better. They are always about the hero winning, and they can make a better story. Maybe it's because I did not fully understand the concept of the Jedi, the concept of the light and dark, and the concept of balance, and the concept of the chosen one. I didn't fully understand it. This is what I fully relate to Anakin, because I didn't know that he was betrayed by the Jedi. That the Jedi rejected him because he was honest and he was and also he was just passionate about the Jedi. That's why he eventually led to the dark side for the sake of balance. I didn't understand that, and not just that. He felt betrayed, and at the same time felt, and he was just angry and passionate. I really truly relate to Anakin, even as Dark. I love the Vader comics that I read thanks to Star Wars Theory. And speaking of which, I'm also guilty, right? but it's not more or less in a way of, oh, I'm sulking. It's more of a way of, I also make fun of Theory in a way when he was crying in a way to the Luke scene in the Mandalorian. But it was more in a way of why Luke is the way in the last Jedi. But it's not in the way of, oh, look at you, you are crying cause of your heroes there. No, it's more of, sure, Luke is practically his own Jedi in a way, but still later on he realizes that, and that's why he looks shit at that's why he realizes that Jedi were the one disturbing the balance by looking at the light all the time, and the more you look at the light, you are blinded, and all what's left is just darkness, and you don't realize that because you're blind. And I'm not talking about as a fan. I'm talking about even me, or even what the Jedi were as we saw them. And you're going off of legends. They were supposed to be, technically speaking, I know this is going off of legends. Great Jedi. They were previously trying to balance both the light and dark side, their anger and their good emotions like passion, compassion. Well, no, compassion and all that. Um, and all the other emotions concerned with life. Since since you also need passion to be passionate about what you're in. But regardless of all that stuff, regardless what is, if you because if you wonder, wait, how, why is it our fault? Well, think of it. If you see the actor that decided to take George Lucas's thoughts into perspective as he saw the trailer for Episode 8, pretty much just flat out said that it's our fault. We complain about how stupid Jar Jar Binks looks. I'm guilty of that too. Now I love Jar Jar Binks so much because now I have a different perspective on episode 1, 2, and 3. That I love those. That I love those three a lot more than I love even 6. Doesn't mean I hate them. I love all the all the sequels and prequels. When it comes to the new Disney ones, yes, I hold it in a highly critical view. But to make it plain, I dislike them. But in any case, as a fandom, how am I supposed to move forward in this? I don't hate Disney for it, but I am still salty at the director. Cause as a fan of Star Wars, also as a Disney fan, our job is simple. We can if there's a movie we like, we say the good parts, but also the bad parts as well. And if they totally screwed up, which they have, get get on their back. But also at the same time, I'm guilty back then, which I've now learned, of pressuring George Lucas to give it to someone who knows absolutely nothing, who he cares about, along with the company, about money. But let's be real for a second. Let's be real. I am Ryan in a way. I love, I enjoy, I enjoy what it gives, and we're willing to do anything. In a way, I am Ryan. I don't know about you, but that's what I feel like at times. And yes, at the same time, I'm like, oh, that ass. So he ruined the series that we or I gave gave up to him simply because I didn't like episode 3, simply because Jar Jar Binks or the actor, even though it went all racist and heck, I didn't even know. And now when I look back, I was like, that's my fault as a fan. Back then, I naively didn't know. Now it's different. And now when I'm going to do my review on the Mandalorian, I'm gonna be like, oh, Disney, you did a very good job, even though you fucked up two other movies and you fucked up Luke. But the only part where I stand as a fan is it. It went into detail in the last Jedi into why Luke looked like shit. It went into detail that Luke was depressed. That the Jedi that he once knew killed out other Force users because they were trying to balance the Force in themselves. Yes, making them great Jedi, that's debatable depending on the legends, but it's also canon. And also when he found out why, what 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 they have done in the past, the war crimes they have done, and also the utter hypocrisy. And there was a time that I was really pissed with the Jedi. Me as a fan now, I just admire that where they are in the story and their purpose. This is why I want Luke to grow up from filming a Jedi to being something else. Great Jedi possibly, or perhaps something else. I want him to grow up. That didn't happen. He wanted to be a Jedi. I don't hate him, but I'm not really on his side at that point. Mandalorian, I'm 100% honest. It looks cool. It is dope as a Star Wars fan. But when it comes to the whole point of me making fun of those, I don't necessarily make fun of them. It's more the fact of why you cry. He is your hero, but so was Anakin. And the reason why not a lot of people hold Anakin in the same way I would is because not a lot of people relate to him. But while a lot of people relate to Luke, he was a time of hope, a light. Anakin was a pure light for me. Anakin was more, say, a pure light and dark, and was pure darkness in the light. He was honest about everything. You could say Luke, but that's because Luke had to be broken. It had to look nasty. to the point that you pointed, that I had to point at Ryan. But I'll back up. I didn't point fingers at Ryan when it came to Luke. Maybe when I went down in a full fledged review of the Last Jedi into why the Last Jedi was shit, I agreed, but not on everything. There are a lot of things that I will disagree on why the Last Jedi is bad, but or even Rise of Skywalker, because Rise of Skywalker is made my stomach turn because there's so many good things that could have gone better than they were. I still wish that the writers took their time. I wish Disney took their time. I wish they followed George Lucas' script. If not, I wish they could at least take a minute to go and to research on what Star Wars is, instead of going in without a plan and even going in on even theory through a someone who represents Star Wars in on theory. He made film on that. I can't really defend theory, mainly for the fact that I I went at him in a way because of Luke, but not in the way of him sharing his emotions, but more at the purpose why. So, theory, if you're listening, I'm not really necessarily sorry. It's more say it's more so on where I stand with Luke. And when I go watch the Mandalorian, I still think it will look cool. I still have my own arguments on Luke and also on Anakin. Anakin will always be my hero, and just like Luke will be yours. But at the same time, it's not a way of just laughing because in a way I understand why. So I still don't have any purpose to laugh at you. But if I'm no different than Pablo in a way. So this video is more say to clear up me as a fan, to say that it is my fault that Disney fucked up these two movies in Star Wars. A beautiful world that we fucked up simply because we could not understand the horrifying thing that happened in Episode 3. It was not the action taken, but the actions before taken by the Jedi. And also just don't understand the Force in a way. And I also have in our regard the Great Jedi why I think they, and it is possible why they do exist, and also lay out names. But also in a way, hold up. There you go. So to make it short, it's our fault that even Rebels suck. But there are many good things about it, but not as many as the majority of the shit. There are many good things about, well, not really many. It's one, and that was why. And that was clarify why Luke looked like shit. Why your hero looked like shit. It's a boy.